We're going to take you now to Chicago.
Police right now on the scene of a shooting at a park. It's unfolding near 57th and Shields in the Englewood neighborhood.
It happened as she walked near 63rd and Paulina in the Englewood neighborhood.
That's a vacant lot in the Englewood neighborhood.
In West Englewood.
The Englewood
neighborhood.
It's no secret that Chicago is known for having one of the highest crime rates in America. But does the news spend too much time reporting on violence?
The news is nothing but bad news, and it is depressing.
The news is very depressing nowadays. It's very predictable.
Maybe take 5 or 10 minutes of the newscast just for positive reinforcement.
What I would like to see where showing young people, if I can say such as yourself, that's out here trying to do something positive in the community.
Just ahead, a Chicago woman speaks out after being shot in a home invasion.
We'll get feedback from people in the community who say it does seem that all you do is cover bad stories about certain areas of the community. And I certainly try to be empathetic, especially if I were to be the one living in an Englewood or certain neighborhoods that always seem to get this negative coverage. I would be very sensitive to that as well.
In 2011, the FCC issued a report warning about the decline in quality of local news. Although the number of hours of local news has increased over the last few years, too few stations are investing in more reporting on the critical local issues. Even with the additional newscasts, the stories often focus on crime, and the reason for that has more to do with how cheap it is to cover crime stories than it does viewer demand.
Definitely nowadays there is a bit of a push to do more with less resources. They may want to have the reporter do what's called a one-man band, where the reporter not only reports and handles the editorial aspect of it, but also take on the technical aspect and do all the shooting. And we're hoping to push back against that.
Even though they are aware of the problem, with their limited staff, local news are trying their best to find positive stories in the community.
If we're talking about a crime story, what is the benefit to our viewers? The thought was that I still feel that journalism is a community service, is a public service.
The role of the media would focus on a problem that isn't violence. Like, it would just find the next biggest thing to focus on. Like what's going on with CPS and things like that. Like, that's the next biggest thing.
I think the news should inform us of the bad things that is happening as well as the good things that is happening in the neighborhoods besides the shootings, because we know that's what's happening, but we need to find out a solution.
Now that you've gone behind the scenes of a local news station, has your opinion changed? What would you like to see on the news? Reporting for FSM News, I'm Justin Johnson.